Well, good morning, students. So, today we'll study English literature. Okay, Unit 1 School Years, Section 1 A Hero. This is your chapter 1. Okay, now read about Swami's fears and nightmares. For Swami, events took an unexpected turn. Father looked over the newspaper he was reading under the hall lamp and said, Swami, listen to this. News is to hand of the bravery of a village lad who, while returning home by the jungle path, came face to face with the tiger. The paragraph described the fight the boy had with the tiger and his flight up a tree, where he stayed for half a day till sun. People came that way and saved him. After reading it through, Father looked at Swami fixedly and asked, What do you say to that? Swami said, I think he must have been a very strong and grown up person, not at all a boy. How could a boy fight a tiger? You think you are wiser than the newspaper? Father sneered. A man may have the strength of an elephant and yet be a coward, whereas another may have the strength of a straw. But if he has courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything. Courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. I repeat, courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. Swami disputed the theory. How can it be, Father? Suppose I have all the courage. What can I do if a tiger should attack me? Leave alone strength. Can you prove you have courage? Let me see if you can sleep alone tonight in my office room. A frightful proposition. Swami thought he had always slept beside his granny in the passage, and any change in this arrangement kept him trembling and awake all night. He hoped at first that his father was only joking. He mumbled weakly, yes, and tried to change the subject. He said very loudly and with a great deal of enthusiasm, We are going to admit even elders in our cricket club hereafter. We are buying brand new bats and balls. Our captain has asked me to tell you. Well, we will see about it later. Father cut in, You must sleep alone hereafter. Swami realized that the matter had gone beyond his control. From a challenge, it had become a plain command. He knew his father's tenacity at such moments. From the first of next month, I will sleep alone, Father. No, you must do it now. It is disgraceful sleeping beside granny or mother like a baby. You are in the second form, and I don't at all like the way you are being brought up, he said, and looked at his wife, who was rocking the cradle. Why do you look at me while you say it? She asked. I hardly know anything about the boy. No, I don't mean you, Father said. If you mean that your mother is spoiling him, tell her so. And don't look at me, she said and turned away. Now, students, look at this yellow box. Word meanings are given here. First one is disputed. Questioned whether something is true and valid. किसी भी चीज़ के लिए क्वेश्चनिंग करना कि वो चीज़ सही है और वैलिड है या नहीं. ट्रू का मतलब क्या होता है? सही. और वैलिड मतलब जो कि आप मतलब यहाँ पे एप्लीकेबल है या फिर नहीं. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट वन इज़ प्रोपोजिशन मीन्स प्रपोजल. ठीक है, किसी के सामने कुछ प्रपोजल रखना, लाइक ऑफर. टेनेसिटी, फर्मनेस, स्ट्रॉन्ग जिसे कह सकते हैं, एकदम फर्म. ठीक है, अपने उस पर डटा हुआ. नाउ Swami's father sat gloomily gazing at the newspaper on his lap. Swami rose silently and tiptoed away to his bed in the passage. Granny was sitting up in her bed and remarked, Boy, are you already feeling sleepy? Don't you want a story? Swami made wild gesticulations to silence his granny. But that good lady saw nothing. So Swami threw himself on his bed and pulled the blanket over his face. Granny said, "Don't cover your face. Are you really very sleepy?" Swami leaned over and whispered, "Please, please keep quiet, Granny. Don't talk to me and don't let anyone call me even if the house is on fire. If I don't sleep at once, I shall perhaps die." He turned over, curled, and snored under the blanket till he found his blanket pulled away. Presently, father came and stood over him. "Swami, get up," he said. He looked like an apparition in the semi-darkness of the passage, which was lit by a cone of light from the hall. Swami stirred and groaned as if in sleep. Father said, "Get up, Swami." Granny pleaded, "Why do you disturb him?" "Get up, Swami," he said for the fourth time, and Swami got up. Father rolled up his bed, took it under his arm, and said, "Come with me." Swami looked at his granny, hesitated for a moment, and followed his father into the office room. On the way, he threw a look of appeal at his mother, and she said, "Why do you take him to the office room? He can sleep in the hall, I think." "I don't think so," father said, and Swami slunk behind him and bowed head. "Let me sleep in the hall, father," Swami pleaded. "Your office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your law books." "There are no scorpions, little fellow. Sleep on the bench if you like." Now look at the yellow box given. Tiptoed, walk lightly on the toes. अपने सिर्फ टोज़ के ऊपर धीरे धीरे चलना. आपकी जो हील्स हैं वो ग्राउंड पे टच नहीं होंगे, वो ग्राउंड लेवल से आपके ऊपर होंगे. आपने क्या करना है, सिर्फ अपना टोज़ का सहारा लेके चलना है. उसे बोलते हैं टिपटोड. नेक्स्ट, गेस्टिकुलेशंस, जेस्टर्स ऑफ हैंड्स एंड फेस. जब हम इशारों में बात करते हैं ना, अपने हैंड्स के थ्रू, अपने फेस के थ्रू एक्सप्रेशंस देके कुछ जेस्टर्स बना के, उसे बोलते हैं गेस्टिकुलेशंस. नेक्स्ट वन इज अपैरिशन, मीन्स स्पिरिट या फिर घोस्ट. ठीक है, स्पिरिट या फिर घोस्ट. नाउ सी, कैन आई हैव अ लैम्प बर्निंग इन द रूम? नो, यू मस्ट लर्न नॉट टू बी अफ्रेड ऑफ डार्कनेस. उसके फादर बेसिकली उसे अकेला क्यों सुलाना चाह रहे थे? वाई ही वॉन्टेड हिम टू स्लीप अलोन इन हिज ऑफिस रूम? ताकि वो डरे नहीं. ठीक है, और ही मस्ट लर्न नॉट टू बी अफ्रेड ऑफ द डार्कनेस, ताकि वो सीखे. ओके, इट इज़ ओनली अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ हैबिट. वो उसकी एक हैबिट बनाना चाहते थे. यू मस्ट कल्टिवेट गुड हैबिट्स. विल यू एट लीस्ट लीव द डोर ओपन? All right, but promise you will not roll up your bed and go to your granny's side at night. If you do it, mind you, I will make you the laughing stock of your school. Swami felt cut off from humanity. He was pained and angry. He didn't like the strain of cruelty he saw in his father's nature. He hated the newspaper for printing the tiger story. He wished that the tiger hadn't spared the boy, who didn't appear to be a boy after all but a monster. As the night advanced and the silence in the house deepened, his heart beat faster. He remembered all the stories of devils and ghosts he had heard in his life. How often had his chum Mani seen the devil in the banyan tree at his street end? And what about poor Munisami's father, who spat out blood because the devil near the river's edge slapped his cheek when he was returning home late one night? And so on and on his thoughts continued. He was faint with fear. A ray of light from the street strayed in and cast shadows on the wall. Through the stillness, all kinds of noises reached his ears. The ticking of the clock, rustle of trees, snoring sounds, and some vague night insects humming. He covered himself so completely that he could hardly breathe. Every moment he expected the devils to come up to carry him away. There was the incense of his old friend in the 4th class, who suddenly disappeared and was said to have been carried off by a ghost to Sain or Nepal. Swami hurriedly got up and spread his bed under the bench and crouched there. It seemed to be a much safer place, more compact and reassuring. He shut his eyes tight and encased himself in his blanket once again, and unknown to himself fell asleep, and in sleep was racked with nightmares. A tiger was chasing him. His feet stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not move. The tiger was at his back, and he could hear its claws scratch the ground, scratch, scratch, and then a light thud. Swami tried to open his eyes, but his eyelids would not open, and the nightmare continued. It threatened to continue forever. Swami groaned in despair. With a desperate effort, he opened his eyes. He put his hand out to feel his granny's presence at this sight, as was his habit, but he only touched the wooden leg of the bench, and his lonely state came back to him. He sweated with fright. Look at the yellow box. Chum means friend. Next, reassuring, making him feel secure. उसे फील कराना, that is वो safe है और secure है. Next, racked, deeply troubled, बहुत ही ज़्यादा ट्रबल में होना, बहुत ज़्यादा डीपली, गहराई से. Now what was this rustling? He moved to the edge of the bench and stared into the darkness. Something was moving down. He lay gazing at it in horror. His end had come. He realized that the devil would presently pull him out and tear him, and so why should he wait? As it came nearer, he crawled out from under the bench, hugged it with all his might, and used his teeth on it like a mortal weapon. Ayo! Something has bitten me, went forth an agonized, thundering cry, and was followed by a heavy tumbling and falling amidst furniture. In a moment, father, cook, and a servant came in carrying light, and all three of them fell on the burglar who lay amidst the furniture with a bleeding ankle. Now, students, you can see, look at this picture. Look at this picture. Congratulations were showered on Swami next day. His classmates looked at him with respect, and his teacher patted his back. The headmaster said that he was a true scout. Swami had bitten into the flesh of one of the most notorious housebreakers of the district, and the police were grateful to him for it. Look at the yellow box. Mortal, causing death. Next, scout. A reference to the Boy Scouts, which trains young people in practical skills and survival tactics. क्या है, एक रेफरेंस दे रहे हैं एक बॉय के स्काउट्स का, जिसमें एक यंग पीपल को, बॉय को ट्रेन किया जाता है उसकी प्रैक्टिकल स्किल्स और सर्वाइवल टैक्टिक्स के साथ. ओके by seeing this picture you can assume what's happening over there. Right now, the inspector said, "Why don't you join the police when you are grown up?" Swami said, for the sake of politeness, certainly yes, though he had quite made up his mind to be an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. When he returned home from the club that night, father asked, "Where is the boy?" "He is asleep already. He didn't have a wink of sleep the whole of last night," said his mother. "Where is he sleeping?" "In his usual place," mother said casually. "He went to bed at 7:30. "Sleeping beside his granny again?" Father said. "No wonder he wanted to be asleep before I could return home, clever boy." Mother lost her temper. "You let him sleep where he likes. You need not risk," or you can pronounce like this, needn't or need not, "risk his life again." Father mumbled as he went in to change. "All right, mollycoddle and spoil him as much as you like. Only Don't blame me afterwards. Swami, following the whole conversation from under the blanket, felt tremendously relieved to hear that his father was giving him up. Now he was relaxed. वो एक्टिंग कर रहा था कि वो सो रहा है, जबकि वो सब कुछ सुन रहा था. Now look at the yellow box. Mollycoddle, be very kind and protective. बहुत ज़्यादा kind होना और protective होना. Okay. Author is R.K. Narayan. The story, who wrote the story? R.K. Narayan. Okay. चैप्टर का क्या नेम था? हीरो. और हमारी जो ऑथर है वो कौन है? R.K. नारायण. R.K. नारायण 1906 से 2001 was best known for his work set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. He is one of the leading figures of early Indian literature in English. Now chapter is over. I hope it's clear. Go through this video, read the chapter. Okay, look at the yellow boxes. You can go through the yellow boxes. Okay students, thank you.